Luke Richardson has gone on in an interview to say one of the craziest things I have heard all season. But we also have updates on some trades and an injury return, so stick around to find all of this. But we're going to talk about this Luke Richardson deal here first. Before we get into all of that, though, we noticed that 78% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're looking for a spot to get all your Blackhawks news as it happens, anything from trades, rumors, signings, you're in the right spot. Make sure to hit that sub button and join us along the journey to hopefully the first overall pick and Macklin Celebrini. But like I said, we need to talk about what Luke Richardson just said. This was insane. And honestly, when I read that, I didn't know if it was true. Luke Richardson went on in an interview today to say that that was the right decision. What's he talking about? He's talking about the Seth Jones decision to shoot and the play that ultimately led to Patrick Kane's OT winner on Saturday. Now, for those who don't know, this was a very good game by the Blackhawks against the Detroit Red Wings. A game where, I gotta say, they outplayed the Red Wings in many different parts of the game, especially on the offense. And in overtime, 3 men were down. Seth Jones took a shot, rebound right out front. They came down, obviously, on the breakaway that Patrick Kane ended up winning the game against at the United Center. But when this reaction came out after this game, the first thing that me and Noah said was, this is absolutely on Seth Jones. This was a horrible shot decision, knowing that if he didn't score on that shot, if this didn't go in the net, they were coming down the other way, it would have been a 2-on-0, 3-on-0, and ended up Patrick Kane scoring. And that's exactly what happened. Shot the puck, rebound, came right out, went down the other end, scored. That whole ordeal is done now, but the fact that Luke Richardson said on this interview about this play, that was the right decision, absolutely blows my mind. There was no possible right decision on that play whatsoever. The only right decision is he would have scored. And if Seth Jones scored that perfect, we wouldn't have been talking about this now. But I don't understand how Luke Richardson was able to say this with a straight face. All the comments on this tweet here from CHGO Blackhawks were just exactly the thoughts that I have here, that Noah had in that video, and a lot of what I've seen on X or Twitter or wherever we get the news. This was an absolutely insane quote that he said this. I don't understand how he's, giving Seth Jones the credit for shooting that puck. Connor Bedard was wide open backdoor. Wide open! And he decides to shoot it. It blows my mind. But the fact that Luke Richardson said this is really boggling my mind here. Definitely wasn't the right decision. And Luke Richardson has said some weird things this season. I'm still a firm believer that Luke Richardson is a very good coach. We've seen that in his past, in his history. And what he's been doing with this team, with what he's been working with, it has not been as bad as it could be. But Luke Richardson didn't earn the quote that he said. That should not have happened. He did not have the right to say that, and he did not feel like he should have needed to say that, because it was absolutely not the right play. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this quote, about the play. Obviously, you know my opinion now. I don't think it was the right decision at all, but some people may have some different ones. That happens. But to me, looking at it, watching it live, didn't seem like the right play. But we have another update here, a very, very big and a very good injury update. For once, finally, a good injury update from the Chicago Blackhawks. That Andreas Athanasiou is taking part in drills. It was started yesterday and again today. Andreas Athanasiou's second session since shedding the non-contact jersey was yesterday, third one today, and was reminded that skating speed of the Hawks have been lacking. Luke Richardson said he had a couple quick, slick, and skilled plays. I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we do miss in the game. And Andreas Athanasiou, been out since November 9th, the last road win actually for the Blackhawks, and missed 47 games and counting. With what was described as a groin and hip-related injury on his right side. This is going to be another huge addition to the lineup. Andreas Athanasiou, a guy that we don't really think about right now, we haven't thought about in a while because of how long he's been out and how much this lineup has changed in his absence. But it will be an obvious huge addition. A guy who was very skilled at the puck, very quick, like you've seen there, what Luke Richardson was saying from practice. And it's going to be nice to see what he can do with this lineup change, At the beginning of the season, nobody was really comfortable yet. Nobody really knew where they belonged. And I'm interested to see what Andreas Athanasiou will look like when he comes back to this lineup, how he will perform under some people that have been there. Now, for this whole season, finding some line partners that they enjoy playing with, and where he'll be slotted in. He was today in practice on a fifth line with Zach Sanford. They were being used as a practice line. with still no contact jerseys out there, so that was a very good sign. I do expect him to return to the lineup soon, and it will be a good sign when he does. Excited to see him come back, and obvious thing that I've been saying all year, you don't want to rush an injury, especially one where Andreas Athanasiou had the hip and groin. Obviously, you use your lower body a lot in the game of hockey, so you got to be a bit cautious with that, especially. But for the Blackhawks this year, he had 4 assists and 4 points. Has not had at all a good sample size, you can see, from 11 games this season. But 20 and 20 last year with 40 points. I believe he was tied for the goals on the Blackhawks last season, the high. And, I think it's going to be a very good addition. Very nice to see him back, coming back, hopefully fully healthy is what we want to see. And it's going to be exciting to see him come back. And I do expect it to be, probably within the next week, will be my opinion. He's not going to be put in yet. I don't think he's going to be playing the next 2 games is what I've saw. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I believe we've been seeing from that so far. But one more update we have here is, could a possible trade be coming soon for the Chicago Blackhawks with the LA Kings? Now, the Kings are a very injured team at this moment, and it does suck for them, obviously. They've been looking good this season. You got to give credit where credit is due. They have been looking pretty solid. And this came out this morning, from David Pagnotta and Dennis Bernstein. The significant LA Kings update. As the puck drops in Calgary, hearing the Kings has started to make calls on available wingers, which could indicate more lengthy absence for Adrian Kempe, a possible LTIR. David Pagnotta quote tweeted this and said, "Word travels fast. GM Rob Lake has been working the lines today, doing his due diligence. If Kempe is out for the regular season, the Kings plan on using his cap space to add." Now, this is another very, very big possibility for the Blackhawks. I've been saying this for a long time, that any possibility that someone could get moved, I want the Blackhawks to, at least put their name out there, maybe get a guy, like I've been saying for a long time, and even yesterday's video, Tyler Johnson. I think that would be a great addition for the LA Kings, trying to get some more playoff experience. Although they are looking for a winger, I think Tyler Johnson could certainly fit on this team well. They are not shy on forwards at all, but on experienced forwards, that's where they're lacking a bit. They have a very young core. A lot of young players are very skilled, and I think Tyler Johnson would be a certain help for them. I think they would work very well in that system. With the defensive forwards they got, Tyler Johnson, very good on the offense, but the playoff experience is the big thing for him going wherever he does end up going, if anywhere at all. Now, I don't think a return for this would be too big. Obviously, Tyler Johnson at this point in his career is not a guy that you're going to go out of your way to prioritize and getting. He's kind of that guy that if he's available, if there's a spot in your team, you're going to the playoffs, why not add him? There is no shame, no difficulty in trying to get him, but $5 million cap space, you can retain 50%. The Blackhawks will have no trouble doing that. They have plenty of cap space and on the final year of his deal. The Blackhawks, if they do end up moving him, I think that whatever they get in return is a win. Instead of letting him walk, I think he's too good to let walk at the free agency, mainly because of his playoff experience. I've been saying this for a long, long time this season. It's just too good of an opportunity to pass up. But I think this could be one that maybe we see talking about. I don't really know. This is what my mind is pointing to. I think this is a perfect fit for the LA Kings. The experience-wise is great. Really Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty, pretty much all they have left from that, their run in the early 2010s. So another addition to the playoff experience would be perfect for them. Maybe it works out, maybe it don't. It's just a theory for my mind, seeing that it could fit, and I like the idea of it. So, maybe it happens, maybe it don't, like I said, but we never know. Anything could happen with this Blackhawks team. We've seen it all year. There's nothing on the script this year that we know of, so, whatever happens, happens. But that's all I got in this video. Let me know what you think about the Luke Richardson quote. Still blows my mind that he actually went on to say that without laughing. That's still unbelievable to me. But also, what do you think about Andreas Athanasiou coming back? Maybe a Tyler Johnson trade. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Love reading the comments, love interacting, love talking about the game and the team that we love. But that's all I got. If you haven't hit the sub button already, make sure to do so. Turn the bell on, notifications on, so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming Blackhawks moves that they may make before the trade deadline, any surprises they make. But, that's all we got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.